Hey everybody, it's your friend Bill, and today we've got Alex who's going to show us how he's using the Fibonacci to trade. Alex, take it away, bro. Thank you for being here.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Um, First, let's remove everything. I know a lot of people were asking many questions, and I've shown on the chat a lot of what I do, and hopefully this will help. So we'll start off with we're going to do it in mock trading. We'll start out with the fib, which is here. Click on that, and we'll go with the lowest, or start out with the lowest. Uh, Most recent lowest, or what I think would be the lowest before the big moves, and bring it up to your highest levels. Okay, and you can always, once you have that set, some people would want to go here. I think here would be fine.
Right on.
And yet you could always move them to adjust them, and you can also stretch them out to see your trend if you want. Problem with stretching them, once you zoom in, you won't see them. So I normally don't stretch that one out too much. I will though this time. There's room. And then lock them so they don't move. Left click, lock. And this one I normally do red, but you can do it any color you want to do it. And then do the same thing on the opposite side. Grab the fib and bring it down to that same level. Try to match it up as best you can. And yeah, I try to set it up with the trend line.
Right on.
Yeah, I can't really see what a trend line here is. Might have to zoom in.
Kill two birds. I see it.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
there a
that'll
reason
help
you
you.
use the colors that you use?
Yeah, I mean, I used to have this on rainbow. That's how it was set up. Lock that. Now it won't move. But yeah, once you click on that, you can have any color here. I don't remember, honestly. I think it's here, maybe. Is it here? No. But it all used to be the rainbow color. Maybe if you just open your account, you'll still see the rainbow colors.
Right.
And once you click on that pencil icon, you'll see all the different colors here. And just, I can change it to, like, I like mine's in green going up, and red going down. Even though your high orders will start on this side of the fib, and then your low orders will start on this side of the fib. And that's what I like doing. Let's say we want to open up a trade, and I like to open up the trades after a dump. Obviously, like we had this weekend, would be a great time. Even now,
Right.
uh, looks like it's going to dump more, but we'll just do for practice. Let's say we open up $100 here on the long. I like putting them in a limit and then open. Okay, and then if you want to do one way fib, that's fine. But if you want to do hedge, then I would wait, at least 2 fib levels, or depending on your contract size. And normally you would see, like, I would make $27 here on this specific long trade, and I want it to be a little more. Or if I would have more money, let's say I go here on the third fib, and that's where I would set up my first low level. So in order to see that, you zoom in. Maybe the colors you'd have to change a little to see that better. But that's the number you want to input there, 040199. Limit order.
Right on.
040199. And I like using no more than half of the long order. So let's say we have $100 open here on the long order. I would open no more than half of that on going short.
Okay.
And I only do that for hedging. If I know, let's say we're moving, there's going to be big moves after the dump, I would probably even leave that level off and go to where the next level is. If I know we're going long. Well, it depends. Like again, whatever your balance is. You know, if you're comfortable with, let's say you're gaining $51 here, and you're okay with that, thinking maybe it's going to dump here, you look at wherever the supports are as well, and make your decision where you want to start your next short position. That is, and do half of it. I do half of it.
Okay.
Because if you go long on the entire, if you go long on the entire amount, and you go short the same way with $100, then you're not really gaining anything after let's say oh, why did it open here? That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. 04099 limit 040 40199 40. I see what I did. 40199. I added another zero. So when you do something, I notice when you do something lower, you make a mistake and do something lower than actual number here.
Right.
It'll open automatically. It won't set a long order above it if you're doing limits. It'll only set it right at market, wherever the market is. Same with the shorts. If you're setting a short order and you want to set it lower, it's not going to let you. It's going to set it only at market, because it won't allow you setting the short orders below your wanted order or below your opened order. Like you just seen what happened now. That's because I screwed up. Instead of inputting the 04 or 0.40199, I added another zero, so that was way below us. So it automatically turns it on in whatever your market order is.
Okay.
So now let's open this one in short. So now, once we reach this level here, that's going to be hedging us from liquidating. So let's say we make $50 here, and this order opens. On the way down, you're not making your full $50, but you're making 25.
Right.
And then going back down on your next levels, you got to do the math to figure what it's going to cost you to hedge yourself. So when your next levels hit, you'll get pulled back some. But your short order is really what's going to help you from getting liquidated, because the more further down you're going to go, yes, you're going to get in a better position going down, and you're going to open more contracts, but at the same time, you're adding more risk to your account. So the short order will help you, but you have to do it in cross, because if you do it in isolated, it isolates each trade. So your long trade is isolated in in one trade, and then your short will be isolated. Your funds will be isolated in that trade alone. So it's not going to do anything for you. It's the same as you have two different accounts open.
Right on.
Okay, so it's got to be in a cross. Doing it this way, you can do in cross if you're going one direction, that's fine. But if you want to hedge it, you have to do it isolated. I mean, so if you're going both directions, you have to do it in cross. Okay.
Right.
So I mean that's pretty much it on setting up the fib. You want to going up. I normally would add not the full amount. Let's say we have $49, $50. This was as you go up or down, it actually cuts the value or increases the value of wherever you're going to put your order. So let's say we want to set another order here, and I want to go with $50. It's going to be more than 50.
Okay.
There's two orders there, right? There's two orders. So let's say we're going to do 48373. 48373. At $50, if we open it there, it should be more than 50. No, it's not. I don't know why it's not. Maybe because it's limit order. Let's try one here. 71979. 1979. No, it must be because it's either limit order, or maybe this is because it's in mock trading. But I know when you set higher orders on your next higher level, your order is going to be much greater than your $50 that you open.
Huh.
We'll try it later on real trading.
Right on.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much for the fib setup here. I'm not sure what else, Bill.
Well, I think that was the biggest thing people were asking, is they wanted to know how you were doing the Fibonacci, and I see how you're running it. It makes perfect sense to me. And the shorting it down a couple levels higher is genius. You know, catch the
Yeah,
moves both directions. That's really smart.
yeah, because what this way, and I've been doing it, like I said, even before I got into this group with scammers with big bucks, and I lost big bucks doing, dealing with these scammers, but I also saved myself a lot of times doing it, and they had no idea what I'm doing.
Right, right.
But if you do go a couple levels, wait a couple levels to get your profit, and let's say you go here with a short, and you can go, if you open the same amount, or if you go at least double your distance, then you can leave it and go to sleep. I do. and
Right.
and I'm okay. You can see your liquidation. You won't see your liquidation. I know that's a lot of that's also another maybe lesson what they wanted to know about how to keep your liquidation away. But that's with the leverage. If you're gonna trade in isolated, let's remove these, and just so you see the difference. All right, and we'll just go one-way trade. Instead of cross, we'll hit isolated. And we'll open up, let's say, a $50 order. The thing is, to keep the liquidation away, you have to manually add the funds immediately after opening. And I like to normally add up to 10 times whatever my amount is. Now, why I do this is because I trade in high leverage, and you don't need as much funds like we talked about. You just need basically 10% of your funds. Let's say you're going $100, and with 10x leverage, or $10 with 100 leverage. You're really doing the same thing, but you get more out of your money.
Right.
So let's do the $50 just for example. Message. See how close that liquidation is?
It's right
It
on
can
top.
liquidate you real fast. So you go here and you add 10 times the amount. You don't have to add that much if you don't have that much. What did I add? $50. So let's go 500. Do that and watch your liquidation go down so far. So you're really, yes, you have $500 in your margin.
Yeah.
You're really only trading with $50.
Right.
The other 500 that I just added will keep you from getting liquidated.
Right.
Now, and you see where it is. It's below. It's below your below your last order. I think we checked this one. The last order was like 024, something like that. So that's what that does really is once you input your additional, I call it security funds on your isolated trades only. That pretty much isolates your trade, but it gives you so much more room to work with.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
you need a lot to input after you open the trade, but you're safe from liquidation. But you also got to calculate, let's say if you're going to be going down and adding fibs on each one of these levels and they hit, you got to make sure that when they do hit, that your liquidation doesn't pop up to here. So your
Right.
orders would have to be small.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you're not going too deep too fast. That makes sense.
Yep. So, and that's what I would do. I would still add the orders here, but I like to calculate when, let's say we open for every $50, let's say I would add times 10. If I'm going to open on the next fib another $50, I would add another 500 towards that,
Right.
times 10. Because once you go negative, now you're not going just $50. On your next level you're going to be going $100, and then the next order is another $100. Plus it multiplies from 50 plus 50 plus 50, and it multiplies. So you got to do the math
Right.
to make sure you don't get liquidated. So I won't go crazy putting too much in there, but I will put more than the first order because it will bring me back a little further. So you do the math and make sure you have enough funds to cover for that.
Right on.
Okay, and in mock trading, it's a perfect example. You can make your fib real small and test it out, see what happens, and then for the long term, just multiply it for your entire fib like we have now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You follow me?
Yep. I do.
Okay, so yeah, so that's with isolated, and with isolated, see your liquidation. Let's say with $50 at 100x, your liquidation's all the way down here. With if you go 10x, your liquidation is going to be breathing down your neck still, even with your, see,
Wow. Yeah.
even with the $500.
No, it takes the margin down when you lower the leverage. See how it
Yeah.
did? So it took it
So
down to
that's why,
500.
yeah. But the margin's actually 5,000 now. It's more.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's really the same
I
thing.
can
It's not
barely see
5,000.
it.
It's really the same thing, because if you multiply the 500 times 100, that's what it would give you, or
Right.
the 50 times 500, it would give you the 5,000. But it just really, what it does is changes your leverage, but you have so much less distance to work with. You're
Right.
using the same amount of funds, you're still using the 5,000 in this case. 5,000. Why? Because you're 10x times $500. But if you're going 100x with $50, what am I doing?
Drop to the
Oh,
53
you got to
cents.
add. You got to add the 500 here.
Right.
There you go. Quickly add the 500 here, and your liquidation's way down here.
Right.
So that's what I really like about trading isolated. If you're going one way, you can't do this if you're going two ways. You'll have to, if you're going both ways, you have to go and cross. Now, when you're going cross, it's using your entire account balance. In isolated, you're only using that whatever's isolated, your $500. If I go cross, it's going to use my entire $92,000 that I have in the account. Yes, it's going to give me more room to play with. So let's say we're going to go put it in cross just so we see where the liquidation is now. Actually, it's the same place because we're not that far from the very last order.
Right.
But if you were going to go with like Bitcoin, it would probably still be there, but way further down than what it is with isolated. It all depends on how much money you have on your account.
That's a good way to manage your risk. It really is. Leave the trades in isolated and pad the margin.
Mm-hmm. You know, I always did cross before, and I still like doing cross, but only if I'm doing both ways. Okay, and if you have many trades open, yes, you want to do it in cross. That's also a double-edged sword, because if you do cross and you have 10 trades open, your entire risk, you're risking your entire account. Why? Because let's say like we have the weekend dumps, and you have 10 trades open and they all dump. So now you're not just risking the $500 if they were to be in isolated, you're risking the entire account. So it's two different ways of trading, and they both have their advantage and disadvantage. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope this helps. And if you wanted me to make a video about anything else, just let me know.
Right on,
folks. I am. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, if they have questions, reach out in the help desk so that we can answer them publicly. Please don't beat up Alex in his private messages.
Yeah, I mean, I'll answer what I can. I do have a construction business, and I am busy all the time, and that's why I work at nights too in the shop. That's why you'll see me online at night all the time.
Right on.
I have more time there, but during the day I'm running the business, so I don't have too much time. When I do, like we have a rainy day or something, then I'll be on the meetings or whenever I have free time.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll probably see me more during the night. What's that?
You're on at night. I see you post different charts. Where are you finding coins to trade?
Sometimes, well, I have crypto.com, and they give me alerts when a coin pops up.
Okay.
Or sometimes even here, on when there's new ones coming out, they give you alerts right there. Like Jelly came out, right? Jelly, but it's a meme coin. If you look it up, and they don't pop up right away. Jelly market. Contrast. Which one? They're not always there. If they first come out, it takes probably 2 or 3 days, right?
Oh, okay.
Jelly. It's not even there. There's no data. So it's going to take
Okay.
a few days before they come out, you know?
I know. All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, yeah, that's what it is. Any questions? Like, Vine came out. I think Vine was one of the new coins that I found here. Um, and then I seen that the Melania coin, actually, Melania I seen on crypto.com, and so is Trump. I got in on Trump early when it was parabolic, and then it all dumped.
Right on. Right.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
on.
but
Well, this has been
think,
great.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, this helps. And any questions, like I said, we can. Actually, you want me to go over trade bots too?
Yeah, you know what? People are always asking me about bots, and I didn't have the greatest success, but I haven't tried in a long time either. So if you have some advice, I'd be happy to listen.
All right. So let's say, okay, the trade bots. First of all, they're only on your main account. You won't find them on any of your, like, you have your sub accounts. You won't find them on any of the sub accounts
Okay.
for whatever reason. I don't know. You can only find them on your main account. So if you go on your main account, on the top right corner right here, you click on the trade bots. Okay. And then what I like using are the future grid.
Okay.
You would have a bunch of pop-ups here. Let's say this is Bitcoin, and you can pick your own. And when you scroll down at the end, you can find effective bots uh, for whatever coin you want to use. Like, you can go, here's cryptocurrencies to all of them. Let's say we want to use XRP bot. It'll pop up all the XRP bots that you have with your high percentages. Now, some of them are higher runtime than others. Some have higher ROI. So you
Okay.
can pick them, whatever you want to do. You can go either all direction. All direction, I don't think it's. I think it sucks. It doesn't really do anything. I've tried them.
Okay.
Long or short, I recommend doing whatever way you want to go, long or short. Neutral, I think neutral sucks.
Okay.
It doesn't really. It's a waste of time and money doing it there. It just it'll go short when they're shorting. Sometimes it'll go long when it's long. When it's going, it basically goes up and down and doesn't really give you any profit. Okay, so and it can take forever. Or you can pick them whatever return on investment you want here, 0 to 5, 0 to 50. The more, there's not too many 100 plus.
Right.
You know, once you narrow it down, what the runtime is, let's say not too many 0 to 1 day. See nothing. Once you go 7 days, you probably see something. Maybe not. 90 days. Okay, there's something there. So it'll take you to get 133% in that many days. That's a crazy
Right.
amount of time just to get,
Right.
unless you have a huge amount of, a huge balance on your account, then yeah, it may be worth it. But I've tried these and they're not so great. So I do them manually.
Okay.
Manually is always better. So let's go back. You hit manual here. Let's say you want to hit long. I go with the lowest possible move. Let's say this one is Bitcoin. You don't want to go too low. The more, especially with uh, uh, the bigger coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, uh, I think Solana, whatever, the XR, not XRP, MKR, whatever. Uh, it's going to cost you a lot more here to put one together. So you want
Okay.
to narrow it down. Let's say if you want to, you don't want to go to 49, but it's probably never going to go down that low. Not in the near future, anyway. Who knows? Maybe it will. But even if it does, your robot will hedge it down. That's why you get all the grids. They'll hedge it down for you, especially if it goes up and down. The more up and down movements it has, the more money you're making. If it just dumps one way, then you're in trouble. But if it goes down, it makes some money on the way back up. Down, up, down, up. That's how it's making money. Let's say if you're going in a long position. So what I do with Bitcoin is I would probably go to 75 here, somewhere around here where the resist, the top support is 70 maybe, right, from the
Okay.
last previous highs, and you would put the numbers in there on the top, and then you'd put your whatever you want your highest number to be. Let's say 120,000. You select the number of grids you want, so, and you preview the grids. You got to press preview to see them. So let's say you put 250 grids in. It's a lot of grids,
Right.
and that's is going to take. It's going to sell every time it hits one of those grids. If you zoom in, there's so many of them. If you zoom in, it's a lot because it's a big. Bitcoin is a big, volume coin. But also, if you put so many here with such a large volume from 120 to 70, you're going to be paying a lot of money. Look, your minimum investment would be $5,100, 51.45.
Right.
So you want to reduce the amount of grids. That'll lower that cost right there. So let's say put in 100 grids. See, now you're at $2,000, 2,058. So that's less than half. Now to reduce that cost even more, you get your leverage up. I put on Bitcoin with these bots all the time at 100x leverage, especially with Bitcoin, or 50 with others. Some are 20, some are 23. You want to get the max out of the bots because they don't give you as much profit. I've noticed that you would have on a normal trade.
Right. Right.
Plus, they hedge it down for you. You don't have to do it. It calculates, all the numbers for you. So you see the number now, it's $205, which is not so bad now.
Right.
Now to bring that number even down more, so you would go on advanced. You want to hit profit reinvestment, because if you don't hit profit reinvestment, every time it goes up and it collects profit when it sells it, it comes back down. Let's say it's not going to do anything. It's just going to go up and down. You're going to have to close it when almost like a regular trade, like a normal trade.
Okay.
If you hit the profit reinvest, the money that it collects on the way up selling, it'll use if it's dumping. So let's say it starts dumping,
Yeah.
and your liquidation in the beginning, let's say, was at 84,000. Because it has collected all this liquidity from here to here, it's going to use that on the way down. So your liquidation cost is going to be so much lower now.
Right.
And every time it does that, your liquidation goes lower and lower. So it collects profit and basically banks it for later.
Right.
And if you don't select it, it basically collects profit. If it goes back down, it loses profit. So for a robot, I think it's pointless. My opinion, anyway.
Yeah, they
But
didn't
if
used
you,
to have that. That used to be missing. They needed it before. It makes sense to have it reinvest the profits.
yeah, I didn't notice it either. And then I thought maybe I just didn't see it.
Right. I think it's
Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, and then you have arithmetic and geometric. I didn't see any difference between arithmetic or geometric other than just the distance,
the the
how they're set
investment.
up.
They'll be deeper. It'll put more money in further away. The lower it goes, the more it buys.
Yes, exactly. So
That's what geometric
so
does.
okay. So then
Arithmetic makes them all the same.
right, but when you put geometric, you look at the number now, 205 geometric. Well, this one doesn't do too much actually. It's 201. But normally with the others, they'll probably cut it in half if you go geometric versus arithmetic.
Wow.
Yeah, so I normally just do them all in geometric. So you wouldn't need so much money to invest in the robot. Now also, okay, so profit reinvest, geometric. If you want your bot to start at a certain price, you input it here. Like let's say I want to start at $80,000. Your bot's not going to start until it hits $80,000. So it adjusts all these grids to start at 80.
Nice.
It won't. You've seen the difference. Like let's say 60, it's going to adjust at 60. Well, it can't go 60 because we're at 70. So let's say 75,000. It adjusted that. So it's going to start right there. And all your lows are only going to be going from your 75 down, and then the rest are all sell grids.
Okay.
Okay. What else? And then yeah, just press create. I don't want to press create. This is real trade. But let's do a different bot. I already have a bot set up for. And this will be quick. I'm actually quick with them. Let's cancel them out. I already have one set up for this one.
Right.
Let's pick a smaller coin. Now, the smaller the coin, the smaller your investment is going to be. See, Bitcoin's the biggest coin. That's where your investment's so big. But let's pick like Wi-Fi. I think is small, right? Turbo. Let's pick Turbo. And do the same thing. Go
Okay.
long. Or you're going to pick whatever you want to pick. Long or short. Don't pick neutral. It really, like I said, it doesn't do anything. Just waste of time, I think, and money. Okay. Lowest, you want to pick wherever you want it to start. Because Turbo is a newer coin, I would go to at least its last lowest, or even down some. It's not going to make too much a difference. But if you go too much lower than the actual, like you see, you have 0.002.
Okay.
You'll see a big difference here if you, let's say, go 0.001 in the price that you're going to have to invest. 0.001. And I normally go 10 times. So let's say we want in this season, we want to go 10x with whatever leverage you have. So just remove one of the zeros. Instead of 0.001, you're going to do 0.01.
Okay.
That's going to 10x your investment plus whatever your leverage is going to be. The amount of grids, I normally put in between 75 to 100 grids. It all depends what you want to do. The more grids you're going to have, the more your investment will be. But it will collect or sell more often. So it's kind of good and bad. So if you have more funds, you can add more grids. But if you don't have too many funds, you can open a robot with as low as like $5 if you want to. So let's say we're going to do this one with 75 grids.
Okay.
Okay. I see the amount for that is $76 for this trade. If you go and move that leverage up, now you're at $15. It's because you're 50x. Now that's the beauty of the leverage. You don't have to spend the $75. Now you're only spending $15 because you're going 50x leverage.
Okay.
But you have to put money in on the back end again, like you do with the isolated trades, and I'll show it later.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask. Okay.
Yeah, that's at the end. So, and then advanced settings. Go to advanced settings. Make sure you hit that reinvest to get more from your bot. And then once you hit geometric, that number will change too. See, now that's $11. So this trade's only costing us $11.
Right on.
And you can go in with 11 bucks, and that's fine. It won't give you so much profit, but it's still going to 10x it times 50. So your $10 will, become $100 times 50, potentially $500, right? No, $5,000 could be.
Wow.
And right, 100 times, yeah, 5,000. So I like to put that number times 3 normally. So we have 11. Get more out of your bot. Put $33 in there.
Right on.
That being said, you got to make sure you have times that much money to invest later after you open the bot. Now, after you open the bot, let's go ahead and open it. Without a trigger price, you just press here and you create. It's going to tell you, give you the breakdown what you've selected. Press confirm. And now, here's your bot. I have all my other bots set up, and they haven't triggered. I did them today. But this one's already triggered. Why? You see instant? That's because we opened it an instant bot, basically. All these other haven't triggered yet because of the dump. I want them to trigger on a lower time frame.
Right on. Genius.
But yeah, once they do and you want it to trigger, see it's showing active now. You want to go here and invest more money. So same thing. If you're going 33, I want to invest more money here and do 300 plus. Okay. You want to input $300. You don't have to go so much. You want to do in the beginning at least double, because especially on a dump, they will go up or down fast because we tripled our investment. Our minimum investment was $11 because we tripled it. It should tell you what your investment per grid should be. I didn't check. We'll go back and I'll show it.
Okay.
But see, this is how you add the funds. Now you have $333 versus the 30 that we opened with, the 33.
Right on.
And that's gonna, once you see the bot moving, you're gonna see these numbers here. That's going to be the amount of grids that have already or open, closed. If it goes up, it's going to open your long orders. Okay, and as it keeps going up, it's going to sell. So your orders, you're going to see how many orders are sold here. Okay, and then you're going to see your total profit and loss, your unrealized, your realized. But as it goes up, your obviously your profits are going to be in the positive. When it comes back down, you're gonna start to see that this number, liquidation number, because of your profits that it's already collected, that's going to go down, and it's going to keep going down. That's because of your investment that you invested ahead or in the back end later, and you want to do that. If you don't, you're going to be liquidated pretty quickly. So it's the same thing as an isolated trade. What I do, I open up the isolated trade first. Go to standard, like isolated here.
Okay.
The same thing. Let's say we open up $50 worth. $50 worth with my leverage is only $1. Okay. Right. So I'm opening up $1. I want to put back $10. This is the same principle with the bot. See, my liquidation is so close, you have to quickly go. Turbo, find turbo, and add. Right here. You want to add $10, and you'll see your liquidation is going to disappear. Not disappear, but it moved.
Right.
But yeah, you wanna add until you don't want to see that liquidation there. You know,
Right.
keep in mind this is 1 hour chart, so it doesn't move that quickly. But yeah, if you wanna add more, you can always, let's say, I like to add so that I don't see my liquidation. See, it's gone now. Well, it is gone because it's
Right.
not going to go below that. Your last order is somewhere most likely between the 0 and the 0.1.
Right on.
Okay, so you're very unlikely going to get liquidated from uh, this trade. But yeah, going back to the bots, market order. Market order. Trade bots. Go to futures, long, price range, whatever you want the price range to be. Let's do it real quick. Let's say 0.05 to 0.5, 75. Leverage, see, now you're only $9. Geometric, reinvest. Once you put your number, see, it's only $6 trade now, or $6 bot.
Okay.
You put your times 3, so let's say $18. It tells you how much you're going to profit per each grid. So your investment per each grid would be 54%. So off a $6 trade, you'll be making 154% on each grid. So you have 75 grids to work with. So, but it works the same in both directions. So this bot basically, I don't know why it's not showing me my preview. That's weird. Normally it shows you the preview.
Right.
But yeah, it tells you per each grid. We have 75 grids. You make 154. So if you change your buy-in, let's go with more like $50. Still the same, huh? Why? Okay, let's go with $10. Might be a glitch. Yeah, normally this changes. I don't know why it's not changing now. But you'll see this number profit per grid change as you increase or decrease the amount you want to open your bot with. It also will change with the amount of grids you put in. Let's say 100. So now you're 115% profit.
Okay.
So you really got to play with it, and you can't do it anywhere else but on your main account. So I can only do so much on the main account because I do the bots. So I don't invest much on the main account, but I can do much on it. I can do the
Okay.
bots on it. I can do other trades as well, and I do them right away. So I open up a bot and I open up a long and short,
Okay.
or I open up a long and then wait, like I said, for the fib for a few fibs ahead to make some profit, and then I open up the short position. But then on my sub accounts, I would open up trades that I want for long term or
Okay.
longer term or bigger trades.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
about
So I mean
short
that's
bots? Are you running
yeah
short bots as well?
yeah you can do it. It's the same. Short bots are the same. See, short.
Right.
Just
Right.
gotta press here and do the same thing.
Okay.
Everything is the same. It's just you gotta press the short here.
Right. 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 Are
So if
are
you
you
want to do
running
a
them
short,
side by side like that, or are you just running long only?
no, I only do long bots. I haven't tried short bots because, like,
Okay.
again, we're in a bull market.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
I
All right.
mean, I'll try one. I'll try one maybe, and but they're I'm sure they're the same.
Yeah.
The long bot, the neutral bots, they'll have like a blue screen, and it's nothing special really.
Okay.
Nothing special. It doesn't do much, so I wouldn't do neutral.
Okay.
Long or short, they're the same thing. Just pick. Here's the difference right here on the top. Just pick
Yeah.
long or
Right.
short, whatever you want to do.
Right. 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 Well, this has
Okay.
been great, man. Is there anything else before we wrap up the call?
I mean, nothing that I can think of. I'm sure if the guys or whoever wants to know something else, the way we trade, they can ask questions.
All
I can
right.
make another video if they want to.
Awesome. Well, I
All
appreciate it
right.
very much. I'm going to get this edited and thrown up on Facebook. Give me a day or two, and then we'll see you in the chat. I appreciate you spending the time with me.
You got it. No problem, man.
All
Glad to
right.
help. Thank you.